So, welcome to the Mantic Universe podcast with your host Matthias here for another Kings of War episode. Today with Wiki Dave
Hello.
and Mark Zelinsky.
Hey everybody, what's happening?
And this is a special episode as the Siege of Samarik campaign just went live yesterday, by the day of recording. And it's already looking good for the good side. So, this is another saying I want to say summer campaign, so just to annoy Dave, but it's like let's make it an
I'm
August
freezing
campaign.
down here. Us Southerners get shafted when it comes to this. It's freaking freezing. It's 6 a.m. on a Sunday. These two jokers have got me to get up. They keep forgetting I've got a severe heart condition. What are they doing to me?
You can blow me off, so that's fine. So, our condition comes first. So,
Yeah.
Who cares?
Nah, I would have said that the
I'm getting
average,
a new one. Who cares?
yeah. The average temperature in all our rooms should be pretty fine at the moment, I guess. So very cold for Dave, a heat wave for me, and something, whatever the AC is showing for Mark. So it's like,
there you go. I'll have to do a little conversion here. It's 82 here, so
yeah,
82.
whatever this
Fahrenheit.
is in
Who uses Fahrenheit?
I
Jeez.
know. So it's 28 here.
28. That's
28
still
is
pretty
good, yeah.
hot.
we are doing something like 30 at the moment, but it's like
Wow. I heard it's like super hot in the UK.
yeah, they are currently cooking again, so it gets like another week or two until it's hot again here. I just have to. No, I mean I have the good thing that my room where we record or where I work in is cooler than the living room because this is like so north side, south side. So the living room gets all the heat during the day. So if someone forgets to close the windows and shut down, it's that room gets really hot during the day and not everything else. So
Just to rub it in, right now it's 6.8 degrees, and apparently it feels like 2 degrees.
Oh, man. Well, there you go. Well, what's the UK, like 38 or something like that? It's
Yeah.
like,
Something ridiculous like that. Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy.
yeah, it never
I
gets
mean, they
that
did start
hot.
the Industrial Revolution, so they kind of caused all this, didn't they?
yeah, so it's
Yeah.
always the UK to blame. It's like it's the Britons. It's talk about anything evil in the world, and the 90% it's the Britons.
I remember my first Clash of Kings, it was like hot, and it
Yeah.
wasn't that, I mean, it wasn't 38, I mean, but everybody was dying and there was no air conditioning. I remember that. And then, yeah, I mean, last year it wasn't bad. So, but interesting. And everybody was shocked because it never gets that hot. That's why I was really surprised to hear it was so warm. And see.
That's the one thing when you beg for an English summer and then you land there in the middle of a heat wave. It's
Isn't Clash of Kings next month as well?
It is.
Yeah, so it's going to be still pretty hot.
Yeah. Are you going, Matthias?
yep.
Are you going?
So I will be there at Clash UK this year with, well, still not painted my army, so I'm a little bit in a, yeah, let's see what a month can do.
Yeah, there you go.
at
Speaking
least I
of
got
painting,
the-
I'm painting elves right now, so making good productive use of my time. But yeah, sadly, I'm not going. So
Yeah.
I'm planning for next year, but this year I can't make it. So something else came up, and there you go.
Yeah. I almost couldn't make it as well this year, so it was like that's why I'm a little bit late with all the planning and things like that because it wasn't clear that I could do it or not until like 2 weeks ago.
All right, is
To
your wife
finally-
going?
Hmm?
Is your wife going?
My wife is going. She's hopping
Yeah.
in as a replacement for my son. So, but it worked out that she can now go. So we fixed all that thing. So will still be a family event to a point, but let's see if
she
she
playing in
speaks
the
to me
tournament?
again after or not. It's
Is she playing in the tournament?
yeah.
Oh, very nice.
She has to because we bought a ticket for my son and it's not refundable, so she has to play.
That's a good excuse.
Just
You should send her to the spa in Nottingham and
yeah.
get somebody to recruit somebody for the ticket, right? That's what
I
you
mean,
should.
I have a how to say with the current traveling from Austria, it's like I have no good direct flight anyway, and all the one-stop flights to England or go from Nottingham are adding just stress because I could not go with the direct airport. I have to go to another airport that is further away to go to either London or up there in the north, Birmingham or Manchester, and go by train. And then we have now found a kind of decent flight that goes over Mallorca, but with an overnight stay. And just on the way back, we just extended that overnight stay to several days to just take the flight home a day later or something like that, so that we have an
Okay.
kind of holiday in addition to the tournament. So it's like, let's see if this relaxes things a little bit. But it's like, yeah. My wife, not being a war gamer in general, is now forced to play the tournament because life happens. But at least we can go. So it's...
Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I came in through Birmingham and Bristol. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So
we'll
I can't
see how
leave the
we do it
country,
next
so
year.
I'm out of this conversation. I
Yeah,
can't.
just yeah,
I'm
you
stuck
need to
here.
go. So, yeah, Dave, come
Well,
on.
yeah, I can't.
Once-
I can't ever leave the country until I get my heart. So
yeah,
I'm
Right.
stuck. I'm stuck.
Well, we're planning
once
on
you-
you. We're planning on you coming. So
You don't want to see me play. You
Of
don't
course,
we
we want to
do.
see
We
you play.
want-
Everyone wants to see you play. It's like
We want your
once
very
things
first-
work out, we take you to the UK. So just for
No. Last time I was
yeah.
in the UK, I got meningitis. I'm not doing that again.
yeah, that would be bad. But hey,
Yeah.
no, you should plan on your very first games of Kings of War to be a Clash.
yeah,
You know that cost me like $2,000, right? It's a lot of money. It's not like you guys that
cheap
just
for
are
me to go.
a lot closer. It costs like what, Matthias, like $20 to get to the UK.
yeah.
It costs us like to travel anywhere. It costs us thousands of dollars.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm there too. See, but hey, we'll hook you up. Gad can go with you. So I think that'd be great. We'll get you hooked up with the guys in Singapore. Gad and Paige will bring you. It'll be great.
This is the geography educational system in America at work right here. Like me and Gad are quite far apart.
I know you are, but you have to go. You're not going to go the other way. You're going to go past Singapore and Indonesia. Okay, so you might as well. They can meet up with you somewhere along the line.
Hey, there's some
or you
direct
fly to
flights that do
Singapore
go there.
first, hang out, have a great time.
Yeah.
You know, meet the baby, and then jump on the plane and head out with the guys. Right?
So make the 1 week tournament a 3-week trip or something like that.
Yes.
Why not? It'll be great.
The
Bring
first
your
trip,
partner. It'll be
because
fun.
one of the things is once you get a heart, I've learned a lot about this. You basically are immune suppressed. So essentially, I have to lock myself away for a year. So once I finally get out, I shove on a plane to go to a Kings of War tournament.
What else are you going to do? Right?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, you should be
I
ready
don't
to get shoved
go
on
see
a plane.
nature. Go see the world. I don't know. We'll see. I'll be just happy to get to that.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go to see the world, the British Museum is the best place to go and have everything at once.
Yeah, see some New Zealand stuff that's in there for some reason. I'm not going to go into why, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like...
It'll be great. Well, hey, folks, thanks for joining us. Let's see. So far, we've talked
We
about
just
the
bashed
weather
the UK for like 10
just
minutes.
bashing the UK. It's like-
No bashing. We have great love for the
I
UK.
can't. I have to be careful because my partner gives me crap that I give the UK too much crap, and she's from the UK, so I have to be careful.
Well, see.
Yeah,
See?
so
Which
she
means
should
you have
know.
to take her back.
Right. Okay, so I blame the weather for this one because it's...
It's affecting
let's
the brain.
get serious on topic. So, dear listener, sorry for this quick, chatting
Detour.
Hi, everybody.
off topic. We are having the Kings of War, the Siege of Samarik, Samarik,
I say
Samarik,
Samarik, but tomato, right?
Samarik, yeah.
It's just
Campaign,
called
which
Siege of
is
Sam. It's more funny that way.
yeah,
Siege of Sam. There you
Siege
go.
of
the
Sam.
SOS. we call it the SOS, and it's done. It's the easiest one. It's an interesting one because it's I think the first short campaign we have for Kings of War, because it's just for 2 weeks, I guess.
3
If I got the
weekends.
3 weekends, if they got the dates correctly, and it's about a small city somewhere in the hegemony of Basileia. They have put up a nice website for this with a map, and I have how to say, I love nice maps, and now we got something like the hegemony a little bit more in detail with that one for everyone to see. And well, it's close to the abyss. And we have two forces. We have the good and evil, more or less, with people can contribute to either side depending on what they choose or what they want to support. And I'm just going to share the campaign website.
So you can use any force, but from a canon point of view, so far we know the forces are good. They have Basileans, the force of nature, and the salamanders. And on the force of evil, currently what we know of is we know the force of abyss, orcs, retkin, and goblins are involved, and that's just based off the short story that's been released.
So the campaign website at the moment has a live scale showing that by 70.5%, Samarik is going to stand, and the forces of evil are in a 1/3 chance to take it down. You have your overall support to declare a battle, add results. You get the real time statistics, the campaign information. You have the map. You have the more details. You have the short story, the second portal that is on the Mantic website from Mark Barber. You can get involved, and this is a new one with Kings of War Champions, with Kings of War and Armada. So they support 3 games. It's also the rules itself are free now on the Mantic Companion. You get the PDFs as well, sharing this one. So when you go to your account on the Mantic website, you get under Kings of War downloads also the free digital rules PDFs that go in the core rules in different languages. You got the siege rules that are now released as a beta, and you get the FAQ and the free lore. You get also on the companion. So this is now.
So why are they? Okay. We'll pause right here, Matthias.
Yeah.
Why are the rules still beta? Like, why wouldn't they be official at this point?
The siege rules are in a better stage at the moment because they're going to be in Arrogance, if I'm informed correctly. And any feedback that is provided during the August campaign will be incorporated into the final print run.
Okay. So they're pretty much because I read through them, they seem pretty concrete. So I was interested. I was curious to why they were still beta, but all right. Because I think the last siege rules were in 2nd edition. I don't think we got. Did we get siege rules in 3rd
edition? Got siege rules in the.
Which one was it in? Because I'm updating all the scenarios at the moment on the wiki. It's one of the projects I'm working on, and I know there were siege rules in the 2nd one, and I think there were siege rules in the 3rd, but I couldn't find them.
I think they're in the red book. So there should be.
They're only in the red book.
Yeah, they were there with the legendary battles and things like that.
I've got it on the fly.
Yeah.
Let me look at this. Yeah, they are like 76. It's funny. I've got so much Kings of War material, but don't actually play the game. This is bad.
The best customer.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna have to document those. Oh, great. That's add that to my to-do list.
Yeah. So we got new siege rules, and so any feedback provided. So this is an important one. There's also a feedback section on the website for the campaign that you can download the siege rules as a PDF, and you can also provide feedback there. So if you use those while you're playing the campaign or just want to test things out, you can still add your feedback directly to Mantic if you want to change things. And everything looks a little bit, how to say, smoother than with third edition. They are more or less still the same vibe as we got from third edition, just a little bit more smoothed out our work to be better with fourth edition to get something cleared up. So it's but as said, in beta, so we still can provide feedback until they are finalized. It's
So how just to play devil's advocate, how did
Yeah.
they provide the feedback? So if anyone's got any issues with this, how does that all work?
so when we go for provide feedback, there's on the Siege of Samarik campaign info, there's the campaign info site. If you look at that one, you find there on the bottom the link for the free PDF rules and also a leave a feedback button. And with that one, you get the Google Forms, and then you can fill out everything and provide feedback with how to say what you played, what you didn't work, and all that kind of things. So
All right, cool.
so it's
Good,
pretty
good that they
organized.
thought of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a more organized feedback, and you can still free ramble and add free text to complain about everything you want. But it's like the usual chat
You can
box.
leave good feedback too.
Yeah. I mean, the feedback it can be anything. So, I mean, if you've got some positive things to say, definitely do it. They probably need them once in a while.
Yeah.
Mantic's probably just all sad getting all the feedback and like, no one likes this. But once in a while, they'll get a positive one. So just make sure you send some positive feedback if you like it. If no one likes it, then fair enough.
Yeah.
But
Unlikely. No,
I mean,
yeah.
It's unlikely.
survivorship bias is a thing, so it's like it's.
yeah.
But I think it's all overall the homepage, the rules side of things is pretty well done. We also got some nice artworks over there. Links are all there as they should be, and we also got what I wanted to.
It's worth saying it is a very common thing when they do these summer campaigns. For those that haven't been part of some summer campaign before, they do a website for most summer campaigns. I think they did one for Harpy's Rift. They did one for Shattered Horizons. It's just a traditional thing. I think this one's interesting that it's a lot shorter than the other ones, which is quite interesting. And it would be interesting to see whether the uptake is more or less based off of the other campaigns, because it's shorter and they didn't have a lot of build up as well. There wasn't like a bit of hype. Yeah, we knew it was coming, and that was about it. But we only just got the novel dropping after the event started. I mean, we're recording this on the 16th of August, so the novel dropped, or the prequel novel I would call it, dropped on the 14th. There we go, The Blades of Samarik by Mark Barber. That only dropped afterwards, and so the hype hasn't been, I would say, probably where I would have done dropped the novel earlier and kind of built it up to it, maybe even the short story before the event started. But I think it'll be interesting to see the uptake, and I think a lot of people are excited for it, especially I see on the Mantic Discord a lot of people are getting involved with it. I'll be just interested to see the numbers at the end of the day. I don't think I don't know if Mantic will share the numbers and compare it to previous ones, but I'll be interested to see how many people are actually involved if we ever get those numbers.
Yeah, here early in the campaign, you can kind of read it, So, like Armada, 4 factions have done it, and each one of them is 25% of the total. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Two
So-
games. So, and it's 50-50. So, you can tell there haven't been a lot of Armada games yet. So, but you'll lose that ability as more and more players are playing. So, but
Well, I mean, if you look on the
it's very
website,
interesting to
Armada's
see
not really.
champions. So,
Yeah, Armada's not really in your face though about it. If you scroll through this, it's kind of near the bottom. I mean,
at the bottom.
I don't know if it's heavily advertised. But yeah, Armada, you can be involved in all that stuff. It's really focused on Kings of War and Champions at the end of the day. I do hope those numbers change, and I don't know if these numbers are updating in real time or if it's just
they're supposed to be
whoever's
updating
in the
real
background
time.
is actually updating it. So
yeah, it's a good question is what real time is in that case. If they update it every time someone adds a new result, or if this like once a day or twice a day they do it live. It's
right.
yeah.
Like if
And
you
it's the
look at
weekend as well,
champions,
so
it's really interesting that Alanis is, been played a lot, and the other ones you can assume are probably one play each.
Yeah, I mean, I would have put it down to the fact that that's in the starter set, and that's the reason why. But then so is the Bloody Cardinal, so
Right.
I would have thought that would be a bit higher. But I mean, historically, if we look at, how other summer campaigns have went, normally it's the forces of good that win. It just seems to be always kind of a thing that happens. There is some battles. I think the Edge of the Abyss had one battle that the Forces of Evil lost. Oh, sorry, won. Sorry, and the Forces of Good lost. But I think we're probably going to see another side of good winning on with this. It's just natural. I think there's not really too much of an incentive to side with the Forces of Bad. Because, I mean, if the Forces of Bad win, it kind of from a lore point of view sucks. I mean, what is it? It's just, they take over the city or whatever. And also, I do remember Matt saying that the storyline won't significantly change regarding the outcome, just kind of like the outcome of this battle will change in the lore.
I mean,
and
they cannot, really change the big storyline. Like, how
much influence does it really have on the story?
Yeah,
I mean, that's the question. I mean,
like we have learned this the hard way in the very past with like the Warhammer campaigns, when they said that the player outcome will be affecting the main storyline, like in the 6th edition Warhammer Fantasy Storm of Chaos, and then it's like the bad guys win, the world ends, and then it was like 2 weeks later that never happened.
I think Mark, you've brought this up before. It's during the Edge of the Abyss, and there's a mission where the dwarves have to hold out because they're trying to escape the Harpy Mountains, and they have to get across the Chainway, which is a bridge. And the Forces of Good in that summer campaign won, but the free dwarfs still had to retreat and leave the Harpy Mountains.
Right. Well,
why?
I
mean, was that
why they had to leave, because the lore was already written that the Helpies Rift campaign was coming, so they had to get driven out even though they won. So
so it's I think that there is a better way of doing it without making it, because I think that's the thing. I mean, I'm hoping a lot of people still participate in the campaign. I think this is a really cool, unique thing, but I think a few people probably that I've at least spoken to that have played in some campaigns before don't really feel like it's really influencing the result. I mean, the outcome really.
It's, how to say, I feel it's at least from my point of view or from my feelings, it's better to have some small things that really get changed instead of playing something where this won't do anything. It's like if this is it's a city, it's a siege on a city that is on the edge of the abyss. So the next armies in Arrogance will have their storyline no matter what happens to this city. So
Yeah.
Mantic's not going to change what books are going to be. But then I feel more if it still makes something, at least for me, from an immersive point, that if I contribute to that siege, I have an influence to a point on that city, even though the main storyline doesn't change. It just feels better for me than to know beforehand that nothing at all will change, because no matter what's happening, that's things like that. So
You know what I think they should have done? They should have put 2 characters that are in the lore up on the chopping block, and whatever side wins, that character, the opposite character dies. like hypothetically, like let's say Orion was the force of good, and Mr. Tane, whatever his name is the on the other side. So what if the forces of good win, Orion gets to live, but if the forces of bad win, it means Orion dies. And that's what they should have done.
Sounds pretty good, you know. I mean,
Because there's a little bit of incentive,
minis, you know what?
maybe.
Yeah.
I've got minis now, though. I wouldn't recommend those 2. That's just a hypothetical. You know?
Yeah, I mean, what could work out is to get champions boxes done. Like,
Oh yeah, for like Siege of Samarik champions versions of like maybe the Basileans and
so,
the
or an
forces.
after
That would've been
siege,
cool. Yeah.
depending on which side wins, you get a new champions box for the winning sides with a new character or something.
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
So this is like,
Or the character
Yeah,
that
like-
lives. It's like this character. We're gonna make the character that lives because the other one's dead.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
but,
a
you
little
know.
bit of an incentive, I think, might
Yeah,
actually entice
that'd be
people to
great.
go on one side or the other a little bit more, and even play more. And I think I mean, it's all good to have this influencing lore, and I think that's a very unique and cool thing to have. But I think that little extra incentive that, you know, something more tangible will probably boost it a little bit. And I think, interesting.
so possibilities, like call
Yeah.
it. So
Well,
that's
I'm
another
very
one.
happy.
Thinking of what they could do.
Yeah, I'm very happy they're doing the summer campaign. I think it's great.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Do it every
Okay.
year.
Uh,
So love it.
we can now confirm during our recording that it's at least live really means live, because now the stand changed from 29 was 70.4% for stands when we started the recording, and now the website shows 69.6%. So someone added another game where Evil Side won, so things are adjusted live, so we can at least confirm this one that it works out. So keep
So,
checking
and for the
website.
record, it's the 15th/16th for us. So
Yeah.
that's during the weekend. So it's interesting that's updating during the weekend. So
it should be
most
really
likely
when-
means someone's not doing it manually.
Yeah. So live data really means live data in that
Yeah.
kind of set. So it's a nice one. So good to know. You also have just what I would say.
Yeah,
to
it's really
the,
easy to submit a battle
Yeah.
and everything else. So
declare
yeah.
your battle.
I'm going to
What
try to
side?
do Armada. I'm going to try to use my small point skirmish rules I developed here at the house, and we're going to try. I'm going to try that. So, but yeah, you just go in there, pick your game, choose your winning faction, choose your losing faction. You know, select the points levels, tell them what that is, tell them what game it was, and then, you know, is it, you know, which one won, falls or stands, and hit submit, and that's it. You know, that's it. You do have to have a Mantic account.
Yeah.
But that's a free account. It's
It's
yeah,
a free account,
so this
but
is
you
like-
do have to have a
it's-
Mantic account. So,
Yeah. So that's the one thing that is
and you're allowed to do one per day.
yeah. So there's a little bit of backup in there, so people cannot really screw up the result by bot spamming things in that kind. So it's at least you need to make a new account for every time you want to do something. How to say bad, but this will also like show up in the data, so there's at least some level of control to it, and having a Mantic account. So this is the one thing that is like the one step or the one hurdle you need to take in general when you want to get into Mantic games, which I guess when you listen to this podcast, you already are to a point. So you need an account or a free account on the Mantic website to access like everything what they do. So the free rules are free if you have an account made, and then you can access the downloads and everything, and then you can access the companion that has now the free Kings of War rules. So I'm not sure when they changed that one, because they weren't free at the very beginning of 4th edition, but the companion rules are free by now. Just to share this on the screen.
Well, they made the third edition were free, and that's how that was getting people involved.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually like everything that is marked with a star is behind paywall. So you have the advanced Kings of War rules that are these timed games and the command orders, the advanced scenarios, the complex cases and clarification things, but everything else is free at the moment. So for the 4th edition, so this was like a cool off phase at the very beginning of the release when everything was paid content, and now it's free to access for everything, including the army building rules, which I heard a lot of complaints at the beginning that when you don't know how to build an army because things are paywalled and you need to buy the books. And also the 3rd edition rules are still there for people who just want to check out the old version.
Yeah, and on the wiki, anything with a star, I don't put on the wiki. So you'll see a lot of scenarios on the wiki that have a link to to what we're seeing on screen, which is the companion stuff. But typically, I try and keep anything that isn't free off the website.
Yeah.
Unless it's really old stuff that it's more for historical record rather than anything else.
Important part, we also got version numbers on the companion. So if anyone is checking things out, it's now version 4.1.1. So at least by the time of recording. So if you want to check out if things change, if things get amended, whatever happened to things, you can check out the version number of what changes, and changes should be colored. I don't know of anything that I could show off because I haven't prepared that one for the episode. But usually when things change in the companion, they are now on an off color. I think it's purple or pink. When recent changes are added, like also with the FAQ and errata, when new stuff is added, they do it in a different color. So should be pretty easy to follow now. So things are improving over time. So even if you now looked at the summer campaign, thought about what to do if you want to start Kings of War, start Armada, start with Champions, you have now access to the free rules. You can try things out if you want to. And we have also had, not on this part of the website, but I think it's also, there are also links to the different forces and overview with a little bit of lore to the different participants of the campaign. So
And I think it'll be a bit too late because by the time you order them off the store and actually arrive, the campaign will probably be over.
I think outside of the UK, ordering in the Mantic web shop isn't the best idea, I think. But it also check out third-party stores, your local game shops. Like they also have, at least here in Central Europe, it's the big summer sales around this time. So you might be able to grab a Mega Army or Army box or some of the old boxes, Champions boxes, up on sale in a different stores. So might be still worth doing. Depending on when this episode goes live, you might still have some days to start playing.
It's coming out next week because I'll be editing it, so it'll be out at least in a couple of days from when we record it.
Yeah. So should still work out.
Yeah.
So for the lore of the campaign, to talk a little bit, this goes straight into what we have seen with Fracture, I think. So just I explain things and you tell me if I'm wrong. Let's make
I think
it
that's
easy.
better because I don't have anything prepared, and normally I prepare things for this. So
yeah. So
go.
basically, so Fracture start out with the big conflict in the hegemony. We have a kind of not yet civil war conflict in with the different alignments within Basilea, and we also had this short story about what happened to the Brother Mark because the Bloody Cardinal went out with a force going into the border regions, attacking Basilea, and the last remnants of the Brother Mark of the old knightly orders came together. Big standoff, defeated the force in a Pyrrhic victory to be gone themselves as well. And now the Siege of Samarik is more or less the next city. The forces of the Abyss go straight into, the siege. And here we play out what's going to happen with the forces of the both. We have on the blades of Samarik cover for the Tales of Banedor, Alan is fighting the Bloody Cardinal, so he might or might not be involved there as well in the big
He's
story.
not. We'll put a little context on this.
Yeah.
They couldn't get. I don't think they could get custom art for it, so they've just taken the cover art from the Champions box and used it for here. I know Alanis is in the book. The Bloody Cardinal, I don't believe is in the book, but I haven't read it yet because it only came out 2 days ago. So that's my understanding.
So that's the big point here, is because I don't know. So just from the story of Fracture, he should be gone by that part because his forces were defeated. So he should be a different character or a different general leading the army. But as we haven't read the book yet, I don't know. Might also be the.
I will tease it. There's an abyssal starting with the name M, who is in Fracture.
Yeah.
And he is mentioned briefly in Last Light, which is Mark Barber's previous book. There is Abyssal who was featured there, who is a major player in this book. I think we should do another episode at the end of the event, which I've actually read the book and I can actually break down the full story, and we'll probably do that. But there is definitely connections with this book to what's going on. So Mark Barber also, there was a short story that was released called The Second Portal, and there's a character there called Barbara Chris. So Bacchus. He's in this book as well. So he's briefly mentioned in the short story, but he's actually in this book as well. And from what I'm gathering, and again, I have to read the book, the book comes up to basically the short story. Like the siege has essentially begun by the end of this book, or starting. And a lot of events that are mentioned in that short story are actually from this book. So that's how it kind of all ties in a little nicely there. But I do know
the book's just a run up to it. It's not the complete.
It sounds like it's a prequel kind of run up to it. Yeah. Huh. So it'll be interesting to see, because they haven't done anything like that before. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. And it's essentially 3 years from Mark's last book, which is Last Light. And it's interesting to see, the character's still around, and it's got some interesting. I've looked for, sometimes when I get a new book, I look for key names just to see whether certain characters are in the book. And if you love salamanders, read the book. There's a lot of salamander lore and history, especially Zaki, Zaki, whatever his name is, however you pronounce it. I mean that with all the respect in the world. Zach, from Salamander. There's a lot of salamanders lore and characters in this book. And it kind of goes through that relationship between Basileans and salamanders. So yeah, it's definitely something there for Salamanders holding out for their own book, because I don't think we've got a really meaty Salamander book yet. But yeah, so that was my little tangent there.
Huh. Interesting.
I'm just checking if I haven't overlooked something. There isn't anyone from the Abyss or the Evil Forces named or has a name written on there in the short story or in the pretext for everything, while several characters from the good sides are named. So we also have
The Lord of Lies was in the short story. Mentions the
Yeah.
laws of the Lord
I
of
mean,
Lies
okay,
holding up
that
his
guy is
forces.
everywhere. Like it's
Yeah, that guy's everywhere. He's holding up his forces at the end of it. But there is a character that's in this short story that starts with M. Oh, not short story. Sorry, in the book. I won't. The reason why I'm saying M because I can't remember exactly how his name's pronounced, and I'm trying to avoid it.
no, we don't put you in
where is
that
it?
situation by
Macau. I think it's Macau. That's it.
Macau.
M apostrophe. I think it's apostrophe. Whatever. KHAL. That character's in this book and also in the Fracture book as well, and they are quite important for the story. And that's what I think Mark said with Last Light, is there's a lot of minor characters that are mentioned briefly in Last Light, which play a bigger part in Blades, from my understanding.
Okay.
But again, I have to read it. Again, it's not even in like a day or two. I didn't get a
Dear
preview
listener,
copy.
we will bring up a follow-up episode first on to talk a little bit about the conclusion of the siege. So what happened after, anything about stories and things. And of course, Dave will give us a review of the book once he is going through it and learned more about the lore, because I'm
2 weeks to
personally
read a
looking
book.
forward to
I'm
have...
pretty slow at reading too. Oh no, what have I committed to? This is ADHD in a nutshell. Committing to things which I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, and then it's like, yes, and in 3 days it's coming. Oh, I'm writing the review because I'm now through. It's like, it's
Oh. But
There you go.
according to the drops that they've mentioned, so Mark is going to be dropping. I won't say Mark. Mantic is going to be dropping a few more of Mark's stories later on. So on the the 24th of August, Monday the 24th of August, 25th for August for those on my side of the world, there'll be the next piece of short fiction by Mark dropping, and I'm guessing there'll be a final lore bit at the end of the campaign, which is Sunday the 30th of August. I don't know if they'll drop it or not, but I'm assuming there'll be some wrap up lore with the whole thing. So we've got some pieces to dissect and explore as well, and I'll be curious to know, and I wish I could ask him. I'll be curious to know whether there's two different versions of the story written, of one if the side's a good win or side's a bad win, and if we can see any way of seeing the comparison between the two in hindsight. That would be interesting to see, like how much of the story would have changed. I like that kind of thing, but that's my RPG inside of me.
If I recall correctly, there are two versions written, because I read it or heard it somewhere, and it was reminiscent of International Campaign Day when Mark Cox and Ben Stoddard ran it. And, Ben wrote all the lore in advance, and it was in a tree. So, the stuff that didn't happen, nobody read, so to speak. So, it just kind of worked out. So that was back in second edition. We had a great time. As I mentioned that before, that was a fantastic idea and a great campaign. So hopefully we'll see it again someday.
Yeah, going back to because with me cataloging everything on the wiki and stuff, and seeing the previous campaigns, like we got the Edge of the Abyss, you got Harpy's Rift, you've got Destiny Kings, you've got Shattered Horizons, and all that. You can really see which ones kind of I feel like land better from a lore point of view for me anyway. Just looking in the hindsight, I don't know how it was at the time, and Mark, you probably can speak better at that than I can. But I would say the Edge of the Abyss is the best one. Just because of the different scenarios that they had, and that each one of them kind of was around the world, and reading them back in hindsight, the lore is good. And I think the problem with Shadow Horizons is that if you didn't have a computer, you would know nothing about that event. At least with Edge of the Abyss, you have the book, and you've got the Edge of the Abyss book, and you can read through it, and you kind of can relive it. And if someone's way smarter than me, you could even adapt it to modern day Kings of War and make these scenarios work, which is why I'm half documenting it on the wiki, is so people can look at those events, because as the fandom grows, people will come in and out, and the idea is that Kings of War would continue to grow and get more people. So there will be a big chunk of the current Kings of War fan base that would never experience those campaigns and would never know how that went. And I think it's kind of sad that they'll never get to experience those missions or those campaigns or those scenarios that were thoughtfully kind of written out and planned out. So in hindsight, I think having some kind of document or some kind of like record of the campaign is, I think, why I think Edge of the Abyss has kind of always stuck around in terms of people referring to it. Because I can't think of any other summer campaign that people refer back other than Harpy's Rift, but Harpy's Rift just constantly gets, highlighted as the reason why certain events are happening. That's the only reason why it keeps coming back. It's not because it was a summer campaign event.
Oh, it's big. Harpy's Rift's playing a role right now.
Yeah, and
it's a seminal event in Panathor. It's huge.
So just throwing stupid ideas around, it might be a thing to get a historical campaign book out at one point from Mantic.
I would love that. Love it.
I think there's so much love put into the past works of Kings of War, and especially when it comes to the lore, and a lot of it does come from Matt, but I mean Rob Berman is a good name to throw out there of putting a lot of love into it. And it's kind of, I won't say sad, but I do think it's someone should bring back some of this old stuff just to show people, you could write a lore book and you could put like a paragraph of what happened there, but it's not really the same of all the love that's put into building those scenarios out that they've built, all that lore. And you could even update it to reference the modern day lore of why this event is so significant. A good example is Lathrol, Voidheart, her name is now, but at the time she was Silverheart, and she's gone from Silverheart to Bleakheart, and it's because the Edge of the Abyss she became Bleakheart. It was that battle that are referring to that they lost. That was the battle that she was involved in that they've lost. And she eventually became Bleakheart, and then she eventually became Voidheart. That started that whole thing. I think that was the first book she was actually introduced, and then she's been involved in the League of Infamy. She's obviously involved now in Champions. She's been all over the show. But if you're just getting into the game or into the lore right now, you would have no idea of all that love that was put into that. So I do hope they do something with that, or at least maybe add those old books to the campaign or to the companion that you pay for. Maybe be able to look in hindsight. Obviously, put a big disclaimer on it saying, "Hey, remember these are old. This is no longer relevant. This is really for just solely purposes." But
they already have a third edition section on the companion, so it would just be like a no-brainer to add an archive with old scenarios or the old campaign stuff there as well, to just see this is. But it could be worth doing, to really update everything for the 4th edition rules, to have this campaign systems when I think of a historical campaign book, it would like to have really just a single printed book. Best case, it would be printed, to have all the campaigns up there from 2nd edition up to Harpy's Rift and everything in their bonds with scenarios that are playable with 4th edition rules that contain 4th edition army lists. I was always thinking about having an example army lists of the forces that are within, just taking one one big battle of each campaign, or two, or the decisive battle of each campaign. And so those are the two forces play. Like, make it a legendary game if needed. Like, those are two 4,000 point armies. This is the army list. This were the unit there. Where everything is like named characters, because this is just not a no-name generic high paladin. This is that one guy that were there. Give everyone a name. Give every unit a name and things like that. And those are the units present at that
and they
time.
could chuck in. They can chuck an Armada stuff in there as well, like the stuff that happens in Pious and through Thick and Thin. I mean, in an ideal world, that would be amazing. I think from a monetary point of view, I don't know if it will pay off, but I think it's just a case of, what's the avenue right now for someone to learn up on all that stuff? And there isn't really anyone. There isn't a way from people that are just joining the game want to experience what Kings of War has been, because just like Warhammer, I mean, I would love to see what second edition was. What was second edition fantasy battles like? What was third edition fantasy battles like? And a lot of people, have archived that. There are some good archive projects out there, but you want to avoid that. You want to avoid that to begin with. And if they can put that behind their own kind of monetary kind of thing, then it chucks a few more bucks towards the game and towards the development of the game. And people are less likely to copyright if you give them an avenue.
Archive or things are usually a sign that there's demand that the original company doesn't fulfill. So people want to have that one, but there's no other source to get it. So if you have that things ready, so people get it. So at least for now, I know two people who would love to have this book, which is me and Dave, and the third is maybe Mark. So it's like, so you go already got
I'll take a
sales
copy.
out. Yeah. So. And this is that one kind. But this is also when we think about what's going to happen once all the campaign books are released for 4th edition Kings of War. Because when I say they are planned out about 2.5 years of releases or 3 years of releases with the 6 campaign books that were named that we are going to get. So, and everyone is thinking, what's going to happen after death? So
2.5 more years. I mean,
that is a question we all ask ourselves, Matthias. What happens after death? What really happens after death?
So I'm the one thing. I'm not sure if Mantic really knew about what they were doing when they named the books, but I think like if it's coincidence or not. But this is like the jokes on them.
After the final book death, Mantic decided, that's it. Kings of War's gone. We're closing down. That's it.
Hey, could happen.
Been a good run.
No,
I think Death is going to have undead stuff and necromancy in it. And if you think about it, it could be the death of the invasion too. So it should wrap up the story. So to me, that's where and why Death is last. So, but I'm still hoping for the Ophidians in that book. I'm still put $1 down on that right now. So
it's
I think
been
a long time coming.
Maybe that's the reason why they don't give access to the historical books, because it points out how many times I've mentioned Ophidia and they haven't done anything with them, and they don't want that shame. They don't want people knowing the shame.
Yeah,
of the fact they never do anything with them.
I think that's why such a historical campaign book would be nice after Ophidia is released. Like Ophidia is in the Death book, and then after that release all the campaigns. We told you. Look how often we told you it's going to happen.
That's right.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is once all the books are going released, they're going to start planning on 5th edition. If I'm assuming Kings of War are going to continue and Mantic is still a company, because I mean 2 years is a long time. I mean 2 years ago, the world is a lot different. But ultimately, I think what's going to happen is they're going to release the book and then essentially put 4th edition a little bit in maintenance mode. Yeah, they'll put a yearly release, but then they'll start planning on 5th edition of how to do it. And I reckon the maintenance mode books will kind of be setting up what 5th edition is, and then they'll start doing all that kind of stuff. So that's my theory of what's going to happen.
You're back to Clash of Kings in the annual basis. I mean, these book releases are basically Clash of Kings books, and they're coming out every 6 months because they made so many changes to the system. What's that?
Yeah, I hope they include a lot more campaign stuff in these books of like maybe the Siege of Samarik, of like putting a scenario here. I mean, they did include 2 new scenarios in this book that kind of connect to the Siege of Samarik. But I would like to see like maybe a way of actually replaying the Siege of Samarik campaign in hindsight, of like people that missed the campaign, that missed these 3-week window that this campaign's going on. Maybe include that in Arrogance so people can just replay that and have some kind of historical document on it.
Yeah, I wonder if they're holding a space in Arrogance for the results of this.
I'm hoping they do.
You know?
I think it would be really cool, and I think. Yeah, it'll be interesting. We don't really know what they've got planned, and I know they're doing another summer campaign for Warpath, if memory serves me right.
Yeah, Summer of Sci-Fi
autumn.
was last year. Are they doing
No.
Sci-Fi this year too?
It's Autumn of Sci-Fi this year.
Autumn of Sci-Fi this
Autumn.
time?
Yeah,
So, which is a bad name. So, third quarter, let's call it that way.
Third quarter sales needs. Yeah.
No, I think
Sci-Fi on sale. So
being a little bit off topic from the fantasy side now, because Ronnie announced that there will be a Warpath Universe book, so they will update all 3 sci-fi games at once with one bigger update. Because like having new units in one game would also mean they should be there in the other games, and things like everything is rolled into one big update that is like also doing a campaign side of thing. And I think early on it wasn't really clear if the Warpath campaign and update happens before the Kings of War campaign or after. And now that we got the Kings of War campaign, obviously it's after Kings of War happening. And some people expect it to happen before that, just by how the announcements were going. So this is like a little bit, tricky to track down if you don't follow everything. So that's why also I don't like when some things are called summer or autumn or winter, because then it's like, what the dates, so the official starting dates of summer or winter or autumn, or just like the seasons that are different in every part of the world. And it's like,
Are they, Matthias? Are they really?
Yeah.
I think we've got the extremes of hot and cold right now. So
yeah, New Zealand, Australia, we get shafted with all that stuff. It's like coming this summer. It's like what in Christmas? Is it coming Christmas? Yay!
Yeah.
Speaking of which, being on Christmas at the beach, we don't get to experience that here. So
a Christmas barbecue with just wearing barefoot is great. It's like hot and it's great, and that's why it's always funny around here, because all the decorations are winter themed, but you always get summer. It's great.
Right? Yeah. We've been to Orlando for it, and it's still cold down there. I mean, it's still in the, it's still cold.
It's like it's even how to say the meteorological winter starts on a different date than the astronomical one, and then you have the season. Like even for us, people associate winter to be with cold. So when the official date of winter starts, it's usually starting getting warm again, because the first cold months are already over. It's like so.
About a week ago, it snowed here. That's how cold it is, and Wellington hadn't snowed where I live for like 14 years. So it's got pretty cold down here.
I mean, that's kind of a new because New Zealand is always forgotten, sometimes not even put on the map, because it's just somewhere.
How's that on us? It's not our fault that people don't know geography. It's not our fault your education system doesn't work.
It's like leaving Hawaii the map.
No, I just stumbled across a subreddit at one time where people collect maps where New Zealand is forgotten.
Yeah, it's
because it's
New
like
Zealand,
cut off because it
Zealand
doesn't fit in the screen.
Yeah, it's a famous subreddit in New Zealand called Maps Without New Zealand. And if there is an issue with the government website, if it goes down, the error page has one of those maps without New Zealand on it.
That's great.
So they know what they're doing. Like
we take the piss out of it because we know we get cut off, and we get cut off because people want to fit it within a certain range, and New Zealand's always like trailing off at the end. It's just a thing that we live with, and things are always expensive over here. And it's one of the things we rather joke about, but we want to be forgotten sometimes when you guys are just causing, like, you guys meaning the rest of the world is causing some kind of chaos or some war. We're like, if people can't find us, we're happy with that.
Yeah.
We just hide away.
We're not on the map. Don't worry about it.
We're not on the map. You can't leave us alone.
if no one knows you are there, you can't get fired on. So it's like
exactly. Yeah, if no one knows that you're there, you can't get fired. That's a good example. And we've got Australia there. If anyone's going to attack, it'll be Australia. They're not going to attack us. You know, what's the benefit of attacking us? We're so far away from everything. There's not a lot of resources. Yeah, there could be some oil, but that's about it.
I mean, but the point I wanted to make actually was that when people think of the Southern Hemisphere, they usually think of Australia, where there's the big desert, crazy animals, everything is hot, and then there's New Zealand, which actually high mountains, snowy, like winter is cold and things like that. So this is like what people can't get in their mind, that this is like. Why is it?
It gets pretty hot. I mean, it gets about 40, like. Can get to about 30, 40 degrees around summer. It's just, it doesn't get that cold down here. I mean, it gets colder down on the southern island, but I'm in the North Island, so it's not that bad. But I think everyone's just got the bad perception because a lot of time people just have to come over, and that's the only way people can change their minds.
So to get better off with off topic, the snowy mountains in Lord of the Rings were no CGI. That's really how New Zealand looks like.
Yeah, it is. It actually is. Yeah, it's just an aerial shot, and you see it when you're flying up the country and so and that.
So there's no snow in Samarik. So. Getting back on topic.
The Samarites, there's a mountain range right next to it, the Samarites.
Yeah. But, maybe you can see it from town.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we've got anything else to discuss because it's still pretty fresh. It's only just started. So I guess we've got anything else that we need to cover. I think just if you want to support the game, definitely go to the website, play a game, log it. If you don't really want to play a game involved, just read up on the lore. Like we've got the second Portal short story by Mark. You've got the Blades of Samarik, and it's. I wouldn't say it's a continuation, but it's definitely got the similar characters from the Secret Arc 4 novels he did before. But definitely support the lore. I think if you want to, and just basically just keep an eye on it and comment on it. I think that these events only really work if people are talking about it and involved with it and viewing it, and speak up if you think there's a better way of doing it. Speak up and have a discussion. Obviously, a very tame and constructed argument, not yelling at each other. So probably not on Facebook, but try not to yell at each other. Just do it in a very kind of positive way of like, how can things get, how can we grow this? How can we get more people on board with it? Because there are new people finding the game all the time. And, there's a reason why we do these podcasts, because we like talking about, I'm more of a lore person, as everyone knows. But I also know that only survives if more people get involved with it. So, yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing is keep talking, keep supporting. I would also say the Siege or SOS would be a good point to just try the game, get a small box, because Champions is there as well. Just grab a Champions box or the 2-player starter sets, play a game, and commit the results. It's like easy going. It's a good point to start things, or to get if you always have considered it to start things, to convince a friend because I want to take part in that campaign to shape the lore. Just get in and or convince your partner, your better half, or your kids to finally get things done. Right. So being a little bit about an hour with a lot of off-topic talking because it's a small topic anyway. Let's call this a day.
Yeah.
And so, dear listener, if you have any further questions to this one or want to leave a comment, do it on YouTube, on Spotify, or check out our Discord to have a further discussion about the lore. Also, there you can have all those deep dive lore discussion with Wiki Dave as well. If you have any question about Banitor or the storyline itself, it's the best place to check it out. Also, check out the wiki to get everything you want to know or need to know about Kings of War and the background behind it. And so, wherever you are listening, I wish you a good morning, day, or night, and goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.